Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good whatever. Happy Thursday, guys. Jeremy Marquez here with Power Prospecting by Marqeting. Some of my favorite tunes right there. Some drum and bass by the Sub Focus and the Wilkinson. If you don't know, you probably won't know. It's music I grew up on, guys. All right, so here we are. Power Prospecting, for those of you that do not know, is my real estate cold call training program for real estate professionals nationwide. Okay. My goal is to help you real estate professionals get to a high level of production, teaching you my process and system that I've developed over the last 6 years to convert cold leads into listing appointments. Okay. My goal is to help as many of you as possible get to a high level of production. As an example, about a year ago, a new realtor contacted me. He had been following some of my stuff and he wanted to start working with me on some training to get better on cold calling and really to help him. Okay, give me 1 second here. What we're going to do, so my training program, when I'm working with you, we do a one-on-one training. We'll do a Zoom or a Google Hangout once a week. Okay, we will talk more in between. That's the biggest difference between my training program and a lot of other coaches or gurus or whatever out there, trainers, is that what I train you guys to do is what I do every single day. Okay, my main service is I cold call for real estate professionals like you. You guys hire me, I make phone calls for you, I create leads, I set appointments. Okay, there's more to it than that, but that's the basics. I've been doing that full time now. That's my main role. And here's a link to all my socials. If you don't know who I am, you can check that stuff out at your own time. So here's a link to that. So I started training. So Tommy Quinn is one of my first students. He's with Coldwell Banker in Petaluma. Tommy contacted me. He had been in the business about 8 months already. Okay. And he just was getting frustrated, not really having any success at all, no appointments, no listings, nothing. Okay. He had not attempted to make any cold calls yet. He just wasn't at that point in his career. He was at a point where he was contacting channel partners like insurance companies, things like that to get referrals. And that's great. That stuff works. Okay. However, he wanted to be able to start using the phone. And so I've helped him get to a point where he was scared to make calls, to a point now where he's calling every day consistently, setting appointments. Like I just had a conversation with him. So far this week, he's already set 2 appointments for himself. So he's setting appointments and he's going out and he's converting this stuff and he's creating business by picking up the phone. Before he approached me a little over a year ago, that was not the case. Okay. What we're going to do in this training program, in this video, is an example of some of the stuff I'll do with you in your training. Okay? For the first few weeks, my only goal is that you make calls consistently every day. Okay? And your calls will be recorded on the platform that you're using, whether it's RedX, Mojo, Vulcan 7, and we're going to listen to those calls together. Or I'll listen to those on the calls on my own, and I'll give you feedback. What I'm going to do right now is listen to a couple of my own calls and go ahead and give you guys an example of how the training will work. Okay?
Course. I don't need to.
Hello?
Hello? Kevin?
Yeah. Kevin.
Hey. Yeah, it's Jeremy with the Rob Jesse Realty Group. I was just giving you a quick call about one of your neighbor's properties that we have up for sale.
Who would that be?
So, you're over on Woods Ave, right?
So I'm calling in an area where it's a little bit southern, and I don't talk like that, but you notice that I'm kind of mirroring his tone. I'm trying to match him and slow down, which in the first 5-10 seconds is very important.
Well, I've sold that house at least over a year ago.
So it's old data. So it's old information he's telling me. and he's trying to figure out why the heck I'm calling. Give me one moment here. I'm going to get this stream shared. Okay. And let's continue playing that recorded call. And this ended up being a purchase.
Okay, well, our business must have just pulled some info.
I don't know why it keeps pausing. Give me 1 second. Okay. You guys know that I'm not a tech pro.
Older information, but real quick, we have
So I said, well, it must be older information. So he's trying to tell me that's old information. He told me he sold that house a year ago. So I deflect it. And instead of hanging up, I continue on.
6 Allison up for sale.
Okay.
It's at $159,950. It's 5 bed. Bedrooms, 3 baths, 2,300 square feet. So it's a little bit underpriced for the neighborhood.
So I was doing circle prospecting at the time, okay? And this was a geo lead.
Okay.
And we want. And I'm just calling everybody in the neighborhood, even though you may not be there no more. I just wanted to let you know, just in case you know anybody who's looking to move to the area.
Okay. I mean, you're more than welcome to send me an email with the property and everything.
Okay, what's the
And
best
guys,
email for you?
when we're doing circle prospecting, that's our only goal. If we create an appointment and get a listing, awesome. But really our only goal is to have conversations and create leads so we get the email and keep in contact, and they know that.
It's E is in Tom, EETER.
To pick up maybe an investment property, we'd love to be able to help you.
All right, I appreciate it.
Do you happen to be, you guys talking about doing anything anytime soon that Rob could help you with?
So instead of ending the call there, and I'll do this a lot. A lot. So it sounded like I was getting ready to wrap up the call, okay? He's being friendly, he's opening up, but instead of wrapping up the call, I dig right back in to get more information and try to see if I can convert it one more time. Let's see.
Just looking right now. Honestly.
You guys are kind of looking right now?
Yeah.
So it went from me talking about potentially getting a listing from him to going in and seeing, okay, well, maybe it's a purchase lead.
Area.
Still here and running.
You have
So now I'm asking about what areas he's looking in.
Is there a broker that you'd work with?
Now I'm asking him if he has a realtor already.
Not at the moment.
So he doesn't have somebody he would work with. Boom.
Are you familiar with Rob Jesse and the Jesse Realty Group?
Come on, everybody knows Rob Jesse.
I've never even heard of that.
Well, Rob, he's real good, and I work for him.
He's real good.
Realtor Realtors LLC. His company is called the Jesse Realty Group. And when I email you the property information, I'll be sure to put a link to the site, his website, so you can put a name to the face to the name.
That'd be fine.
And what we can
That'd be fine with me.
do, just to help you out there, and I'll connect you with Rob, and he can set you up on some property searches, so that way you're getting updated with the areas, the parameters that you're looking for, and when you're ready, Rob would love to be able to help you.
That sounds like a plan.
So I'll do a couple of things here. One, when I get done, I'll talk to Rob. And then 2, is it okay if I text you on this phone too?
Yeah, that's fine.
And then I'll text you our contact, Rob and I, my contact, and then Rob's, I'll include his as well. And then I'll follow up with an email with a link to the property information.
So once again, guys, this is a call I made back in 2019, 2 years ago. It was a circle prospecting call. It ended up being bad information. They don't even live there anymore, but I converted it into a purchase lead, and it ended up being a purchase.
So you can look at that, and I'll connect you with Rob so that way you guys can, so he can help you out with that and establish that relationship. That's what it's all about for us, is relationships.
All right, totally.
I don't know why I keep putting my southern drawl in there, because I don't even talk like that. And really, I want to try to stay away from doing that because I don't want to offend anybody and make them think I'm making fun of them, because that's really, I'm not, but somebody can easily think that I am, you know?
I understand.
What area y'all living in now?
I'm still here in Roanoke.
Okay. To be straightforward, I'm not really familiar with the area. He hires me to make these calls for him, so I'm going to talk to him, and I'm going to have him reach out
Nothing wrong with being honest, guys. You want to be honest, 100%.
to you, and I'll get you that text and that email, okay, Kevin?
It's not Kevin. It's
Wrong name. All right, guys, so let's move on to the next call. And I'm doing this blind. I did not plan these calls. I just have a file of thousands of my recorded calls, and I'm just randomly picking them, and then we'll play them. So just so you know, this is off the cuff. Let's see if we can find one here that I liked. Well, I like them all, but let's see.
Hello?
Yes, Mr. Reed?
Yes.
Okay, let me look this one up real quick. So this one I made this call back in 2019 as well. This was to a $700,000 property. It ended up selling in April of this year, so it ended up selling finally a couple of months ago. Just about a month ago, actually, 2 months ago. 2 months and a day. So I created this lead back in 2019, and my client finally converted it after nurturing it for over a year.
Jeremy calling from Berkshire Hathaway about your property you're selling.
Yes.
Are you working
So this was a for sale by owner. I remember it now.
with realtors that have buyers?
So straight up, when you're calling for sale by owners, remember, one, they're usually going to answer the phone because they're trying to sell their property. So you're going to talk to somebody. Two, they're expecting you to be a buyer. And once they find out that you're a realtor, they only want to know if you have a buyer in most cases. Three, the main reason they're doing for sale by owner, you need to understand when you're going in, is that they're doing a for sale by owner to avoid paying maximum commission on the buyer and the seller side. Sometimes when I go in that way, I'm asking them, are you working with realtors that have a buyer? In their mind, they're already expecting that if you're a real estate agent, that you're trying to get them to list. We are. However, that's not the approach initially. We want to ease into it in some cases and just basically kind of feel them out. Let them talk about their property. Because here's the thing. All of my clients that are top performing real estate listing agents, of course they have buyers as well. You have tons of buyers. That's why you're such a good listing agent. So the goal here with for sale by owners is to get face to face. Okay, Zoom, whatever, to get in conversation with the seller, to talk about different things that you'll do to help them sell their property, but also still at the same time show them how you'll help them net what they need to on the sale, but allowing you to handle the whole thing. Okay, so let's listen in to see what happened here.
I am.
Great. And it looks like you're asking
So there's no reason to rush into this stuff. I usually slow it up, to slow the conversation down, to grab control of the conversation.
79.9?
Correct.
Okay. Well, just looking at what you put online, I mean, the property looks great. Why on earth are you guys selling?
The property looks great. Why on earth are you selling?
There are blessings that have come with COVID, and for me, I work for the federal government here in Sacramento, and they're allowing me to work anywhere in the country. So I'm able to relocate, and my in-laws need some help in the state of Maine, so we're heading in that direction.
You're going to go out. You're going to go back east.
Yeah.
I'm always trying to be as personable as possible. I've never spoke to this guy before, but I'm, I'm speaking to him like we've known each other for a very long time.
Nice. Okay. Very nice. Well, let's see here.
The reason why I'm going so slow on my end is I remember now when I was talking to him, my platform that I was using, RedX, it was really slow. So I wasn't able to see the information as far as his name, the property information when I was talking to him. So I'm kind of just going off the cuff.
Looks like the pictures look great. Did you guys take that yourself, or did you get some professionals?
And I remember I wasn't even looking at the pictures at this time, but that's something I always say. You want to try to give them as much credit as possible. Wow, these pictures look great. Did you get them done professionally, or did you do them yourself? So that gets them thinking, oh, this guy thinks that my pictures are great. He thinks that I hired a photographer, but I really did them myself. So basically, you're giving them a compliment.
Professional photos done.
No, for sale by owner. I used to be a realtor, so I kind of...
It does give them a little chuckle. It made him laugh, and it kind of opened him up, and that's what he did, and it worked.
I think I know what looks good, but the one thing, I just had a showing last night, and I was telling my wife that I wanted to make sure the pictures, you know, when you come, you see what you saw. So,
Right.
So anyway, I tried to do my best to capture exactly what someone would see. I've been in a lot of, as a realtor, I would do showings sometimes at the online, it looked great, and I go to the house and it wasn't what I saw, so. Anyway,
Right.
I just wanted to cut that variance out.
Okay. And I might have this info wrong, but it looks like you guys have owned since summer of 2008.
So you want to just get them to talk and talk and talk, and you want to note everything they're telling you because they're going to give you good information, such as federal government, such as relocating to Maine. This stuff I need to keep in my head. Why? Because later in the conversation, later in the relationship, this stuff is important to know, and because it shows the seller, your client, that you're listening, that you really care more than just about making money off of them. Do you? That's the question.
18 or before?
Correct. It was a new build. We bought the new build.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Very nice. Well, the purpose of the call was to kind of see how we could help. If that's, you know, entertaining bringing one of our buyers, then we would definitely do that. And then I'm curious. Let's say you can't get the price you need in a certain period of time. Do you have?
So that's when I transition. I'm curious. If you can't get the price you need in a certain period of time,
An aggressive agent that you would work with to list it?
let's listen to that again.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Very nice. Well, the purpose of the call was to kind of see how we could help. If that's, you know, entertaining bringing one of our buyers, then we would definitely do that. And then I'm curious. Let's say you can't get the price you need in a certain period of time. Do you have an aggressive agent that you would work with to list it?
That's in. I've got a 3-phase approach to selling this house, and so that's phase 3.
This is when he breaks down his 3-phase program.
I've been successful doing for sale by owners in the past, and although this is my first time in California doing it in a market that's crazy with the inventory as well as it is.
Right.
I thought I would just approach it with this, you know, 3-phase approach, but that would be my 3rd phase. I trust I won't get there.
Yeah.
especially with the interest that I've seen and the fact that the inventory.
So this guy, he's a very smart individual. He works for the federal government. He knows what he's doing. He probably doesn't need our help, but I'm continuing to talk to him to see if there's a relationship to be built for maybe later on.
And particularly Whitney Ranch is close to nothing.
So he knows his area. He's done his homework.
Especially, having a backyard this is move-in, as I said in the ad, move-in ready. The backyard is completely finished.
Guys, this property is super nice.
The home is finished, it looks nice. I think it'll move relatively quickly.
No, you're probably right. You probably won't have to move into phase 3. Let's do this. Like I said, if we have somebody who's interested in Whitney Ranch and that price point, we'll set up a time to take a look at it. And would it be okay just to keep in contact, and maybe if you get to phase 3, set up a time to interview Jennifer Atherton, our team lead?
So going back in, why not?
See what we would do?
Sure.
So if it doesn't work out and if you get to the phase 3, would you interview my client or would you interview me?
Okay. Can I send you an email with our profile?
You can.
What's the best email?
It's Reed, REED, 642. I know you have one time to make a first impression, and I want potential clients to see whatever they see online. So I do have 5 kids, and so we've got lots to juggle. But I think within 24 hours we can have it ready to go.
5 kids, a lot to juggle, to say the least.
Well, we actually have 7 kids. The 2 of them
Oh,
moved
7?
out, so yeah.
Oh.
So no, but it is a lot to
Okay.
juggle with the kids.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the backyard, man. You guys did a great job with it, definitely.
Thanks.
Compliments.
Hello?
Yeah. I'm curious, in Maryland, are you going to be, being that you're federal government, are you going to be in like Potomac, D.C. area? Like, where are you going to be out there?
No, my next duty station is Caribou, Maine, which is where
Oh, you
my
said
in-laws
Maine,
are.
that's right.
Yeah, Maine. Yeah.
Okay, nice. And do you have somebody there helping you find something?
I'm gonna build a home.
Oh, okay.
So he doesn't need it. I always ask that question to see if they'll need a referral for a realtor out there.
Okay.
And
Well, as you know, Berkshire.
And I should not have talked over him, but I did. Sometimes you need to be very careful not to talk over them because they might be ready to give you some information that if you cut them off, you won't get that info.
Pathways worldwide, so if needed, we can place you with somebody that could help. Just keep that in mind.
yeah, thank you. What I mean is, I'm gonna build a home.
Yeah, so you're just going to buy some dirt and build.
Correct. Yeah, I've done it before. So, and in California, it's like completely complicated building your own home, but in the rest of the country, it's a lot easier.
What I want to leave you with this. We have and I know you've done this before, but I'm going to provide in that email a FISBO step-by-step, for sale by owner step-by-step thing that makes just stuff we recommend to see if you're doing it all, and maybe you can help you sell your home quicker on your own. I'll include that. And if we have anybody who wants to take a look, we will let you know right away. And what is your time frame of getting to phase 3 if you get to phase 3?
It's probably going to be in the April timeframe.
So I asked him straight up, if you can't get it done on your own, when will you consider hiring a realtor? He said April. And guess what, guys? This property sold on April 30th. So what do you think happened?
Okay. Great. Well, hopefully you get this done and get the price you needed. And if you need any help at all, this is my direct number. You'll have our email information in your email. I know you're probably getting bombarded with realtors, but if you need anything, feel free to use it as a resource.
Okay, appreciate it.
All right, Anthony, have a great day.
You too. Good talking to you. Take care.
All right, guys. So that's a great call there. Okay, it was a for sale by owner. Great conversation. He gave us a lot of really good information. He ended up hiring another realtor. He didn't actually hire my client, but I gave my client an opportunity to handle the business. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to convert it. No big deal. All right, guys. So this is one of the things that I do in my training. What we'll do is I'll have access to your platform, so I'll be able to listen to your calls, give you feedback, that type of thing. So some other stuff that we'll do in my training is, as an example, we'll do live call training. So you'll be making calls. We'll be in a Zoom room, and then in between the calls, we'll talk about it. Okay. This is a one-on-one training. I'll work with you as a realtor, you as a broker, you and your assistant. We can do one-on-one training for, it's a 6-month program, then it's month to month. So if you want details on that, shoot me a message or just join the group, the Rookie to Relevant Realtor Resource. That's my public group for the coaching, and we can talk about it more in there. I'm Jeremy Marquez with jmarqeting. This is Power Prospecting Cold Call Training Program. Have a good day.